Welcome everyone to today's Sunday live stream. I don't make this up. We need to update some packages each and every day. So obviously maybe not the most interesting content, but nonetheless we need to do this so you can also watch it. And recently restarted here this virtual machine, so we need a new screen here. And we can probably, oh wait a second, didn't enter, that was super smart as usual. Are we even? And also should probably enter my local root password before the live stream. And also testing here if Linux kernel 5 fixed here our TG3 problem, because now running here on 5.02 from the other day, and here are our nightly tracked, by the way, not focused, I guess, right? Maybe from zooming, maybe not. And here some work every day, because why not? Someone needs to do this. And then we might or might not do something more interesting. I also have this gazillions of GNOME updates to continue with, maybe more interesting over a couple of days than a 7-hour live stream, I hope. Anyway, I'm not really motivated to update 7 hours of GNOME because I'm not really interested in GNOME anyway. And here you see, this is what I mean, our nightly tracker, that we still need to fully automate. The sooner the better, obviously, because each day we don't fully automate, this is a day we need to manually copy and paste this here. Obviously there could be worse things like doing the same for Debian, untarring and retarring and modifying all these tarballs. Certainly, in my opinion, this amazing plain text key value stuff here is more amazing, but your mileage may vary. And yeah, the GNOME updates are really many. Unfortunately, I continued a little bit last night before I went home after the live stream, another hour or two. But oh boy, are this many dependencies, it's ridiculous. Stuff for displaying certificates and stuff like this. All these micro libraries, also a thing in the GNOME C world, not a Rust invention, apparently, allegedly. So yeah, updates and updates. Ironically, probably most of these packages are just some minor cosmetic things, probably not even security stuff, just some man page tweak and stuff like this. So yeah, these were the daily updates. And by the way, not that you think I only do here none of the live streams, just answer the customer, commercial customer, and thanks to all our amazing commercial customers who already purchased licenses in the night and morning, and you wake up and have a commercial software sale. That already is amazing to start the day. Obviously much better for people, users not wanting to donate to open source projects. And unlike Apple and stuff, we even support our customers on Sunday. So already answered an email, sent a new exact scan build out, because customer had some scanner where the hardware button on the scanner didn't initiate a profile in exact scan. This comes from the vendors always changing all the protocol bits for each and every scanner, so already. And also the best orange juice here, because hydration and vitamins. Highly recommended. All the colorful live stream here you only get on our side. Then reference builds, oh wait, this is the wrong one, we want 64 obviously. And then also here GNOME, unfortunately, you guessed it. And let's see if someone joins our secondary stream here for some fun. Oh, by the way, did I even... Probably I forgot to switch the camera view. Of course, you need to see orange juice here in pure orange focused on the huge screen, obviously. And you still need to have some system-wide hotkey here for switching the scenes. So yeah, updates are rolling, and as an added benefit, you see quite some updates going, actually, also KDE nonsense and stuff that was not previously test built on the build server. So okay, maybe not the most amazing choice to test build this now when we want. By the way, I just read there was a security issue in RAR archives packages. Is it on RAR? Did they had a forbidden? Thank you very much for that amazing directory listing. Good morning, Gregor. Welcome to our random Linux live stream on a Sunday, because why not? 5.7, wait a second, 5 is available. What? This is WinRAR, okay. There is even the open source download on RAR Linux 570. Why is this? However, RAR Linux, what? Why is this? Okay, whatever. Maybe I wait for our update tracker. Not very highly invested in this RAR archives anyway. As a fun note for the reoccurring subscribers here, that you learned something between all the boring GNOME and KDE updates. And by the way, maybe leave in the comments below if you're even using this KDE and GNOME stuff, or if you are more of a fan of minimal, slim and lightweight desktop stuff. Just for the fun of it, I accidentally noticed this morning, because what else would you start your morning with? For our microkernel stuff, I was actually Googling, because next I want to do some VirtIO virtualized stuff with some own protected mode stuff for just some code drafting and testing. And no, I didn't want kernel, I wanted Git something at QEMU project like that here. And accidentally I just not this, so USB quick start, what the heck. Does this give me something useful? And what? No way, no go. Thway is the way to go. What is Thway? Need to Google that. Is it some lightweight stuff like XFCE or? And then you wonder, and then people, T2 is shit because you don't even have the latest GNOME and KDE packages. Yeah, guess what? Who wants to use this anyway? Microsoft's way, what? I have the feeling that is not what you mean, so. And yeah, so this is why in a decade I did not update i3, but for Wayland. I see. Maybe I should package Thway though. Now that you say it, I think I read it somewhere, like on Phoronix. Yes, Wayland, we have Wayland packages, just not the most amazingly tested, because it didn't just work for me, other stuff to do. And yeah, so then some stuff building there, then I also need to package Thway. Do we have, actually I could for the fun of it. The problem is, or the question 2 weeks ago, that is amazing, on Gentoo or something, or Arch Linux or stuff like this, or Debian, SUSE Fedora. So we could actually, and we wanted to stop saying M here, because we're not stupid politicians who get nothing done and only say M. Damn it! Gentoo, welcome. How can this be so different? Difficult, anyway. So I wonder actually, first of all, I may not have Wayland here, do I? Oh, Wayland, something, scanner, something, oh. The wonder is, where did I even put this Wayland stuff in our... Because I still put it into Xorg for the fun of it, maybe. Anyway, but we can move this easily anyway. Let's just try to package this way. Let's see how many dependencies it has. And do they have a download site here, like release notes? And by the way, why is the screen blinking? Is this some Intel driver issue, or? WL roots, is this a library or is it part of Wayland? Okay, maybe we continue packaging GNOME bullshit, because that is what I started, otherwise I have here 20 unfinished projects. But amazing anyway, you can remind me another day to package this. And I wanted to say I accidentally discovered, because I wanted next days also, or my next airline flight or stuff like this, do here virt.io drafting, bare metal, low level, you name it. And I noticed, what was this directory even? Was it? No, it was display, I think. Also, it's slightly funny how each project has other names. The kernel has, of course, graphics and FBDev and video and stuff. And here they have, right, it was HW anyway, I think. And this is, you work with so many open source projects that you even need to memorize all the directory structure of all of them. So display, I think it was, and I accidentally, because I was poking around here, scrolling left and right, and then I noticed, wait a second, ATI, since when is that there? Sorry. Winter is not yet over, more orange juice. And they have here some new ATI driver, and I've not yet really taken a close look. So this is some, but this is probably some Mach or something, I guess. Let's see, what do we have here? 2019 ATI SVG emulation. And this, here you see Rage 128. The more vintage, the merrier, obviously. And this is just committed some days ago, I think. Yeah, 2 days ago. So the most breaking news here, only on my channel, obviously. And maybe, because this is also, I said it already, we have also not purchased, because I really don't like this high eBay prices, that I'm really thankful that we had quite some stuff in our attic. Wait a second, they even have here RV100, but probably, I think I saw you already, yeah, very incomplete, only enough for Linux console and unrated X output at the moment. But this would be maybe a nice start of enablement of our vintage code here, vintage driver collection stuff, and probably something, I think this should be approximately what I might have in the G4 Cube, plus minus or so. Anyway, just wanted to share this news here, this other stuff that you uncover here on a daily basis when you take a look, and obviously you see a similar structures like on my vintage level code stuff. And what did we get there? Lib layer, nice, and I thought not a valid param for display, at least never seen it before. Yeah, this is 2 days new, brand new. And by the way, someone started a couple, like maybe even a decade ago, someone started Intel emulation like X3100. Not sure if I still have, I once made a copy backup done of that, because it never went upstream. And why a decade ago I was interested in Intel X3100, because I thought theoretically with our macOS emulation stuff that this might be nice for running macOS in QEMU. But nowadays we have anyway GPU pass through, and then it's less of an issue. But nonetheless, would be amazing if there would be direct Intel graphic emulation also for such kind of macOS vintage stuff, just for showing Apple the finger and having fun with it. But this X3100 was also incomplete. This was only barely working and some barely CRT display output enablement, you name it. So okay, Linux we can cancel here, because don't need to wait here so long for the Linux kernel. This build already, don't need it on the build server, as this is only the test build here. So just this latest and greatest make file, and not make file, man page, and whatever they fixed here in X11 perf and something. And yeah, this is so next we will also do some more amazing stuff that would be useful nowadays, because I also saw people are running bare metal virtualization stuff, like even in Rust or whatever that was, even maybe Microsoft Research running virtual container stuff as one monolithic kernel thing, of course without the Linux kernel, with some Barrelfish or whatever that was, similar things like this. So there are also people who run the application in one thing for performance reasons, like one database stuff all compiled together as one kernel executable, and then run them all in virtualized containers for performance reasons, and small, you can Google this, forgot the name of what, maybe one was even Rust or something, whatever. And so this is really a thing. So this would be also some more amazing modern research. Having here example code for virt.io and stuff. I really like this most minimal one header file stuff, keeping it stupid simple, that just the basics that just start to work for people to prototype stuff and toy around with. And yeah, so this, you see all the repetitive stuff here that we want to automate next. Of course, this is already super simple, but still need to type a little bit and copy and paste here. This, you see some updates are even so in so many years, well, this is only 2 years or so, but you see this xrandr here, the checksum is even old Unix checksum. Of course, nowadays we use SHA 224 or something checksum. Docker-based noises. I saw some research project, they had their own kernel, like minimal hybrid kernel thing, and directly linking all of this together in either using Hyper-V of Microsoft or Xen or KVM or stuff. And so not Docker, but Hool. There were even research studies studying the performance impact or improvements for having one web database stuff all linked together with. But I think they were mostly using statically and memory-proof languages like Rust or something, that you could theoretically be a little bit assured. Not really a fan of it, just calling out here some stuff. I would prefer some more address-based isolated microkernel stuff, but nonetheless, that is what research people do. So real VMS, not really sure what VMS stands for, but well, basically, instead of having all your VMs like Linux or BSD and stuff, or even Windows, running all the Linux systems with all the overhead in VMs, just some ready-made application, like directly, like without a kernel, like only a web server and database as one application, binary stuff linked together without a kernel in one address base, and because it has the virt.io interfaces, it has a relatively lightweight, low-level hardware stuff, and they have shown there that you can reach very high performance for virtualization scenarios, because your web application is directly running as a kernel task in your VM, and directly getting all the hardware interrupts instantly. And of course, an interesting idea and concept. Not really a huge fan of this. Certainly can yield high performance, but as I said, of course, high performance is also always amazing. But I also like isolation and stuff. But yeah, but the thing is, even when you use type safe and memory safe languages, there can always be a bug. And even if your compiler proved that it is memory type safe, there can always be some bug because some type safe checking formal verification was not 100% correct or something, and then you have security issues anyway, and then you are in one address space. But anyway, the more research the better. Not saying it's inherently bad, just only meant to say that this is not how I would done it anyway. Nonetheless interesting, certainly high performance. Of course you lose some performance with the virtual machine host anyway, but then at least you gain quite some back with running your stuff bare metal. Certainly interesting to have database and web server running bare metal. Yeah, you see all these X updates, not very often updated, so seldomly that they have here an old-fashioned checksum in T2. Of course, I don't like to regenerate everything, so when we migrated to SHA 224, what we're using, by the way, we have support for also any other arbitrary SHA something checksum, that just this checksums become so long that right now we default to something relatively safe, and if we need to bump this in the future, then we just increases SHA checksum thing there. So yeah, unfortunately, so this were the easy updates. Wait a second, this aborted maybe because my cancellation of Linux kernel. So yeah, problem is the next updates will be super boring. I don't even remember what did I still this. stupid thing because this needed no Goa. Did I even try to build Goa already? This is when I stopped last night and not the package Goa because... And by the way, these names, all these 2-3 letter names, this is also ridiculous. I would prefer they would call it something reasonable that you at least know where what this stuff is doing. And of course we get here some waterfalls because Goa obviously. And yeah, seriously. So Goa open source package something. Where is this stuff coming from? Probably can open. By the way, I'm showing the screen. So source, do they have Goa here or somewhere else? Of course it's not there because why should it? GitHub, here's some design-based APIs for microservices in Go. Seriously? Is this what this wants, or are they f-checking kidding with me? Seriously? They use now Go for microservices in GNOME. Okay folks, I have the feeling this is the last day I update GNOME and then I give up and call it a day, and then if someone wants to use this GNOME garbage they can package it themselves, because I seriously have better things to do, like writing microkernel research, because seriously, f-check this. Not even sure, do I even have a Go compiler here? Because maybe I have a Go compiler. Sometimes I disable stuff in GCC because I don't want to wait here always so long for GCC. So, Goa GNOME package, do they really mean this here? Or is this something else? Wait a second, so there is Goa Go API stuff and GNOME online accounts, single sign-on framework for... Yes, well done. 3 letter package names for what it's worth. So much to that. Debian packages, why is here GearGore, what? So you see the amazing landscape of open source. After not updating this stuff for a decade, you end up here diving through such kind of amazingness. Can I even... Sorry. So is this coming? Where's even the GNOME online account? So this means maybe it is here, like where I was already previously with FTP GNOME, because, or was it here? Oh, this was here. Maybe they have it here then. GNOME online accounts, anyone? GNOME online accounts. It could be so easy. But then we have all this chaos. Maybe we tune in here to some free YouTube music too. So last time I played here some mini disc with some Mahavishnu Orchestra or something, Google really recognized it. Did not expect Google to recognize this old jazz stuff, but they did. Just that you know. So you know what? I just call this GNOME something. And then let's see what happens. Here, sorry that this might be boring. Let me know what else I can show you, except the problem is I can't even really work here on something amazing because I constantly need to copy and paste here this GNOME update nonsense. And I also really wonder, do we really need in the desktop WebKit GTK? Oh, I have the feeling packaging some WebKit shit will not be the most amazing. This is also where I stopped updating this KDE stuff, because WebKit. So where is this coming from? That is amazing fun, huh? And nobody's paying me for this except you guys watching. Thanks for that. Much appreciated. GTK, WebKit, la la la, WebKit KD, GTK project. Let's see, will this just compile or... Copy link location. By the way, do we have a package for that? Such kind of stuff. I'm KDE WebKit, GNOME, Osmo, KDE and WebKit and okay. Let's see what happens if we throw this URL into our amazing GNOME package maker. So GNOME, wait a second, I wanted to edit something else. I wanted to edit, what was it? GNOME, no, GTK. Oh, WebKit GTK, WebKit GTK. Hello. So before I start to sing here, probably time for some YouTube audio library, because this will be long. And it's amazing that someone is watching. So, by the way, I wonder if this even works, because let's see if we crash link. Hey, and I wanted to say 0, but no, 80 dropped frames. Of course, not that amazing. So if you are looking for PS3 stuff and you want to help me, you can install T2 somewhere in some VM or wherever and update all the stuff, because then I would not need to do this. Let's see, okay, we don't want to listen to a dance. And what is here? You are there, let's see what happens. Hey, that works. Amazing. Did not expect this to work though. Slightly annoying though that we can only listen to free YouTube audio stuff. So master, that should, so there we grab HDMI, so then this probably should work. Ambient, what would that be? And what did I even do here? Are this all XTLS? Okay. Dance, cinematic, ambient, calm. Hey, I need to calm down with this GNOME stuff. I wonder, by the way, if we can... Okay, but this doesn't make me calm, this makes me aggressive. Who makes such music? Rock. Do they also have something useful? Somehow everything you choose here sounds like garbage. Sorry to the artist though. So more successful builds, you name it. So some of the stuff, as I mentioned previously, is just started Musel patches, so nothing to really commit there. Why is this so loud even? A second, we could actually probably change this one. Does this give us any benefit? Probably not really. Amazing, probably mono speaker of the Mac Mini, but it's a mono microphone anyway. Until the day we stream here in surround sound or Dolby Atoms, not a paid advertisement though. And so this were the stupid patches of today. Then let's see, WebKit, of course, is probably, wait a second, we still need to have here some GTK, WebKit. Package something. So yeah, I wish I would do something more interesting here, but updates GTK WebKit, I guess. Why is this music so boring? Pop killer, oh my god. WebKit, GTK WebKit doesn't exist. What have we done there? WebKit, of course. WebKit GTK, that comes from not copy and pasting it. Damn, who needs such? Okay, actually if you drive to the desert and have some car channel, then maybe that is the right soundtrack for your desert scenery. And of course this doesn't build because even more dependencies. There, and then at the end your GNOME, then your GNOME installation is as huge as a whole Windows 2000 download or something from back in the day. WinCairo, what does it even want? CMake error. Please choose which webcode port to build. One of Apple Win, Eiffel GTK. Are you kidding me? Why do they not have this predefined in there for GTK? Damn it, I only wanted to have here some background music and everything is upsetting. So CMake build type, no. Where is this even? And my usual complaint here, set port, no ports. Determine which port to build. Port equals GTK, I guess. So here, the more different package stuff, makefile stuff, the better, I guess. So CMake, what was even, I think capital D, and this was port equals, wait a second. Okay, let's first get this done and then here CMake opt here something. Warpend, it's not even used. Anyway, slightly funny that you need to set the build type. You would think that WebKit GTK package defaults to GTK, so probably port equals GTK it was. Let's see what happens. Tell me, is the background music improving or something or not? Hey, I saw Doom, it is Doom. It's dense though. And what does this want now? Found ADK, found error, could not find WebP, missing. Okay, and if I don't want to have WebP, can I disable WebP? What is also slightly annoying, even though did we package WebP already? What is, and we wanted to say, stop saying